My name is Todd O'Boyle, and I serve as Vice President of Technology Policy for the Chamber of Progress, a trade association supporting public policies to build a more inclusive society. Our corporate partners include companies like Google and Pindrop, but they do not have a vote or a veto over our positions. My colleague, Brianna January, sends her regards. She's a regular before this committee, and today she's here in spirit. We urge your committee to oppose SB 2 and SB 1356, which regulate data privacy and algorithms. Each of these bills, however well-intentioned, risk being a major step backward, and even harming the communities they seek to help. I'll start regarding SB 2. I want to start by noting that we support SB 2's workforce development initiatives in Section 12, including the Connecticut AI Academy. Partnering with higher education institutions to develop targeted programs will ensure that Connecticut remains competitive in the fast-evolving tech industry. Senator Maroney, earlier I heard you say something about an AI training curriculum in K through 12. That sounds like a great idea. I'd be glad to learn more about your proposal and help in any way I can. I'll say we've previously shared our belief that a better approach would be to focus on enforcing existing civil rights laws and filling any algorithmic gaps to the extent that they exist. Today, I wish to focus on other issues. First, Chamber of Progress has modeled the auditing cost for the developers community at $224 million. Of course, significant updates to covered software will cause these compliance costs to recur. Additionally, we call on you to focus on public sector use of AI. As others have noted, the definition of consequential decision is quite broad, covering everything from workplace issues and educational assessment to insurance. We repeat our call for you to start by considering whether and how to regulate AI use in the public sector. Particularly, a good place to start would be the criminal justice system. Turning to SB 1356, Chamber of Progress supports strong privacy protections. In fact, we value Connecticut's work to enact them, a framework that strikes a careful balance between thoughtful consumer safeguards that can be implemented without slowing innovation. And we regularly suggest other states follow your lead. And we note that some change is welcome. The disastrous Dobbs decision highlighted the need for strong privacy protection. And to that end, we applaud your inclusion of explicit reproductive health language in SB 1356. However, I am concerned with the new definition of no moves away from the time-tested actual knowledge standard and may open the door to age assurance or explicit age verification. Age assurance technology is still maturing and has notable shortcomings. Among them, it's been shown to suffer from skin tone bias, where fairer-skinned people are interpreted as younger and darker-skinned people are interpreted as older. And for its part, age verification creates unacceptable privacy, cybersecurity, and ransomware risks. We've repeatedly noted before the Joint Committee, parental consent can be weaponized by guardians in contentious custody disputes. We reiterate those concerns, but I want to highlight today something new, specifically how parental consent can be weaponized against their dependent minors, by parents against their dependent minors. For example, granting parents an uncontestable right to compel platforms to unpublish a dependent minor's social platform account creates unacceptable risks for LGBTQ teens who are living in unsupportive households. For many, the internet is one of their only reliable social supports, and as drafted, SB 1356 would allow parents to deny them those critical supports. With that, I'll conclude my remarks and say I appreciate your time today and look forward to answering any questions you might have.
All right, great. Let me start by saying that is actually existing law. What you're commenting on that went into effect in October 1 of 2024 in Connecticut with the unpublished, and it was basically an opt-out versus the opt-in requiring parental consent. The change would be that you wouldn't require the parents to have to create an account to exercise that, which is similar to in other places. We say if you have an account, we can require people to use it to exercise their rights, but you can't require people to create a new account to exercise.
I appreciate that clarification. Thank you.
The other thing is focusing on public sector use of AI. Senate Bill 1103, 2023. We did regulate public sector use in Connecticut. You may want to look like we focused on transparency and accountability. On our CT Open Data website, there have been 2 years of inventories of where we're using AI for making these consequential decisions. You can find that information on the Open Data website, as well as our policies regarding the use and the impact assessments that are required. So we have put those laws in effect on our state government. Going back, you said
Mhm.
to focus on enforcing existing civil rights laws about discrimination. You frequently, I shouldn't say, I apologize, I shouldn't say you. In previous testimony, your colleague had referenced LGBTQ plus protections. So hey, I think we want to ensure those protections are available in existing law. Have you seen the Illinois employment discrimination law? And I'm wondering what you think about that law, which is an existing law. It was modified to say you cannot use AI to discriminate.
I'm not familiar with that. I'm happy to review it and share my thoughts at a later date.
Okay, thank you. And then I know you did testify in favor of updating our CUPPA to say that AI is not a defense for discrimination, which did allow for a private right of action. So are you in general in support of a private right of action, or is it only in that one instance?
No, I may have. I think
And
there may
when
be
I
a
say you, I mean
misunderstanding.
Chamber of Progress. I apologize.
Yeah, I think there may been a misunderstanding. No, I would not characterize our position as in favor of a private right of action.
Okay, but you testified in favor of a bill that allowed for a private right of action.
I'd have to review our testimony and on that bill as I didn't deliberate.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you very much.